All right, are we ready tonight for some Allen and Genter baseball? Yeah, it's the back half of a case that we started last week. This is a relatively new product. It came out last week, so we're ready to dive into it again. We are going to go over a little bit of information here before we get started ripping. So while everybody's getting in the room and getting settled, let's get started with that. So first up, there is a note about feedback, and of course you will see that my feedback is automated on eBay, and anytime that you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. Yay, automation. We love automation. And of course, the other thing there is to say thank you. I do always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, hanging out with me, keeping me company, and all that fun stuff. We are next going to take a look at what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow, it is a new release, being Wednesday. We've got a new one. Contenders Optic Basketball is our new release. We will open that by the 10-box inner case quantity. Those are going to be loose boxes from shared cases. Following that, we're going to do a 6-box half case quantity break of Gold Standard Football, also loose boxes from shared cases, and we'll finish it off with an 8-box case of Immaculate Baseball. So we'll actually be fairly busy tomorrow night. Thursday night, we'll roll into some Bowman Chrome Baseball, and we will open a full case of that. On Friday night, we have another new release dropping on Friday. That is Chronicles Baseball. We are going to open a half case quantity there, which is 8 boxes, and that is also loose boxes from shared cases. Saturday night and Sunday night will both be off nights. Now, as far as what you need to know about tonight, I am anticipating that this will be out the door approximately Saturday. I am slightly behind. I thought I was going to get some stuff out today, and I ended up being much longer at an appointment than I thought I was going to have to be, and I missed the pickup, and I missed like everything. So therefore, I'm going to say Saturday, and I'm going to hope for the best there, that I can get it out before that. But if not, then always plus or minus a day, but hopeful for Saturday. And consolation cards could come into play here, not for the teams really, but on some of our separate bidding categories. If you don't pull something for your particular bidding category, like DNA and pin relics, something like that, you can still expect to get a package in the mail. It will have consolation card or cards in it, and it will ship out when the rest of the break goes out the door, since this is a paid shipping break. Now then, let me check and see. We are all paid up. Yay. Thank you, everybody, for that. And that means we can just keep right on trucking here. This is a 6-box half case break of 2020 Allen and Genter Baseball. It's a half case break. It is break number 2. It is the back half of a case that we started last week. It ended tonight on eBay the same night that we are breaking it, which is Tuesday night, the 22nd of September. I think officially the first day of fall, somebody told me. So team names are there on the left-hand side, and the eBay user ID of each winning bidder can be seen across from their team there on the opposite side. And then, of course, you'll notice all of our separate bidding categories down there. So like down on the farm and the digging and the skyscrapers, that's one. Monsters, the first base. Citadel is one. Bug-in, Booming Cities, Safari is one. DNA and Pin Relics separate. And non-baseball celebrity is second. So non-baseball celebrity is pretty much a catch-all category. And it covers, well, anything other than kind of like our baseball players, our baseball announcers, somebody who's specifically affiliated with a baseball team. Like, for instance, the Marlins barber is in here, and it specifically states on the card that he is the barber for the Marlins. So that one would go to the Marlins. But then, for instance, if you have, there's like, I think some softball players in there, of course, there's athletes from other sports. There's all kinds of other interesting stuff, and those all go to that kind of non-baseball celebrity category. You probably noticed that your background just got blurry, but I don't want you to worry about that. That was quite intentional. Man, my brace will not stay on. I don't know what is wrong with it. The stupid Velcro, like it's not that old, and the stupid Velcro is worn out or something. I don't know what happens to it. But anyway, what we are looking for here, we're going to find in each box 3 things. Of those 3 things, they can be autograph cards, relic cards, rip cards, printing plates, or book cards. We will find 3 of some combination of that per box. We are also going to find 1 box loader per box. So we'll see those coming out here in a few minutes when we get our first one opened up. And other than that, we did not find a hot box in the first half of this case, so I would expect that we will probably see a hot box coming through here at some point. And what else do we need to know? We did see 1 rip card in the first half of the case, so we did pull a rip card out of part A of this case. And other than that, I think that covers most of the ground that we need to talk about. Of course, we will go over things as we see them, and things I might have forgotten we'll chat about as they happen here. But first things first, let's try and see if I can't manage to get us in here to look at our first box loader. And it is Kershaw, Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers is the first box loader we see tonight. So Dodgers are on the board, at least in the sense of the box loader. Oh, my brace keeps popping off the bottom. Not all the way off, but one of those little straps won't stay stuck or won't stay stuck to the Velcro. It's crazy. It's making me crazy. And I tell you what, that mini just reminded me of what I need to do. Every pack, I need to just go ahead and extract those minis before I do anything else. Because if not, they stick to things and they fly around and fall around and act crazy. And, well, we don't need all that, do we? So we'll just try and snag those out of there as we go along tonight. Set them in a separate little pile and take a look at them. Actually, we'll look at them first after we get a few packs open and ready to go here. It's always the longest part of breaks like this that have a lot of base cards, is simply just getting the cards out of the packs. Takes as long as it takes to look at them sometimes. But they're always going to have sets like this with lots of base and things in them, because it's part of what keeps the sport alive with affordable pricing on certain products. Not everything can be national treasures kind of expensive, right? We'd all like the cards to look like that, I guess, but or Dynasty in the case of Topps. We'd love it if they all looked like that and had those kind of hits, but yeah, not if they were all priced that way. It would make life a little rough. Well, come on out of there. Where are you, Minnie? There he is. He's stuck. So I'm telling you, yes, they get stuck. They get staticked onto things. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Got another one that's not readily excusing himself. Some days they want to cooperate, and some days they don't. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of what we have, and then we'll come back to those other things. Let's start off by looking at our minis. So we have a Jose Canseco as the Tampa Bay Rays. I've got Booming Cities, which again is a separate bidding category, whether they are minis or full-size. Booming Cities go there. I think maybe they're all minis, but just to be on the safe side. Ramon Laureano and the Oakland A's. Then we've got the Kansas City Royals and Franco. Here's our first Citadels and Safe Holds. We'll see plenty of those. This is a black border, Tom Seaver for the Mets. The black border are not numbered, but obviously don't come out as frequently. There's a little Gleyber Torres with an A&G back for the Yankees. This will go to non-baseball celebrity. It's Andy Cohen. For the Angels, it is Simmons. For the Phillies, you've got Steve Carlton. The Rangers and Blyleven. Then you've got the Marlins and A&G back Diaz. The A's with Simeon. The Yankees with Tanaka. The Cardinals have a Molina, and then we have a black border Eddie Murray for the Baltimore Orioles. He is very possibly my favorite Baltimore Oriole probably ever, is Eddie Murray, just by the way. I mean, I'm a Reds fan by trade, but I'm just saying that, you know, I always did like Eddie Murray, So there's an example of non-baseball celebrity. So again, anything that's not a baseball player, this is digging deep, a separate bidding category. We'll see plenty of digging deep as we go along tonight. Debut to remember, these are inserts. They are not numbered, but we will see a fair amount of them as we go along. Obviously, these being just base, that is a non-baseball celebrity guy, a reality show host. And this is an example of reach for the sky. I always want to say race. I don't know why. It's reach for the sky because, well, they're skyscrapers, right? So, and let's see what else is in here. Long ball lure. That is an example of an insert that we'll find plenty of as we go along the way. Obviously, it'll go to the player as named on the card. There's celebrity. This, although it looks like a card, is really just a little advertising card. Yeah. So for those little advertising cards, I just toss those off to the side. More digging deep. And this is the first one we've seen down on the farm. This particular one is an irrigator, but we'll see lots of down on the farm before it's all said and done. That's Emmerich is a non-baseball celebrity. I'm just going to start generically referring to those as celebrity. I think we all are clear on what they are. There is a Thurman Munson Field Generals insert. And again, Field Generals is an insert we will see throughout as we go along. I'm going to come back to this because I noticed that we have Tim Raines as an Expo. And as a reminder, the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals. So anybody that we find that is an Expo will go to the Washington Nationals. Cards always stay with their franchises. So more debut to remember. Looks like we've got a hit. And so the first one that I see out is a Goldschmidt. It is a Paul Goldschmidt relic. I do need to get some sleeves out on the table here to take care of that. That's going to the Cardinals, and looks like that is maybe a piece of the bat, I think, for the Paul Goldschmidt relic for the Cardinals. The first one of those that we see. And then we've got another down on the farm. That one is corn stalks, I guess that said. Corn something anyway. There's a rooster for the farm. Field General Johnny Bench. Celebrity. Down on the farm with a horse. That one not quite as creative, right? Just says horse. Long ball for the Rangers. Got another hit coming here, and it's an autograph hit. It is Yamamoto out for Miami and the Marlins. So you've got a framed mini relic out for the Cardinals. Now a framed mini autograph Yamamoto for the Marlins. There's a long ball insert for the Mets. Celebrity. And a Field General Gary Carter. And he's an Expo on there, just to clarify. So I thought I better show you that because obviously Gary Carter played for more than one team. So his Expos cards will go to the Nationals. That's how that one's stacked up. We are looking for one additional hit out of this box. Thus far we found two, but there should be three. So we should see a third hit of some sort come out of here before too long. I see our first Where Monsters Live mini is getting ready to come up. I love that set. That's my favorite Ginter mini set in a long time, is Where Monsters Live. It cracks me up. I keep saying I need to buy that category as somebody else's break because I would like to have those. I think they're cute. They make me laugh. These days, we all need stuff that make us laugh, right? I think so. All right. As before, we will look at our minis first. So we've got the Mariners and Justin Dunn. Where Monsters Live, the Ocean. Joey Gallo, the Rangers. There's a Black Border Ramirez for the Indians. The Cardinals with Kim. And then we have a Safari. That's the first Safari one we've seen. It's a crocodile. And let me fish that Where Monsters Live out of there, because here's another one to go along with it. Where else do they live? Under the bed. Monsters live under the bed. And then the Colorado Rockies with a Trevor Story. And here's our third hit. Comes up pretty quickly. It is a relic for the Padres. Joey Lucchesi. So, 2 relics and an autograph out of box number 1. That was Digging Deep. Reach for the Sky. Another debut to remember, that one was. And of course, those guys go to their teams that they, whatever team is depicted on the card. So there's Ichiro, and it will, I'm sure, be a Mariner. Yeah, it is. So just keep that in mind. This is a celebrity, a skateboarder of some sort. And there's another base. We already looked at that little small group of base. There was a Digging Deep. Reach for the Sky. I see another Reach for the Sky coming up right there. Whoops, that's Celebrity again. It's a tattoo artist, I think. I remember that from last time. There's Gooden. There's a Celebrity. And a long ball for the Phillies. All right, so there's box number 1. We're going to rinse and repeat that 5 more times. Yes, we are. So, going to take us a little while tonight, but hopefully will be worth it in the end. See, now I just tried to stop and adjust that thing, and it just made it worse, didn't it? Felt like it was getting ready to pop off, and I thought I fixed it, and it popped off anyway. Empty box. Can't believe you guys are so quiet tonight. There's nobody in chat. It's been a while since we've had literally no one in chat. And our box loader goes to Jacob deGrom and the New York City Mets. Boy, he had another beauty yesterday. He has really been pitching well. Not like that's news. He's always pitched well, but I don't know. Seems like he's particularly good this year, doesn't it? Meanwhile, the last I saw, my Reds were losing to the Brewers. I don't know if they still are, but the last score, I didn't really see it. I just heard it. I was in the other room, but I had the volume turned up. And it was 3-2. And there goes that stupid brace again. Come on, man. What is the deal tonight? So, I needed my Reds to win tonight, but the last score I saw was not giving me an incredible amount of hope. So, I don't know if that's changed or not. Oh, we do have one person in chat. Yay! Somebody came to say hello. It's Kohler is here. He said, as a Rangers fan, you just lurk around sulking. Well, the Rangers have had some pretty good hits this year in terms of representation. They've come out of a lot of products. So in that sense, it's good, but I still get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, most of the time with my Reds, I have to hang my head pretty low, but I'm still a Reds fan even when they're terrible. We have gotten a little bit better this year, but I still don't know where we're going to end up. I mean, we really kind of needed to just win out, and I mean, we wouldn't have technically had to win out because I think we hold the tiebreaker. But it certainly isn't going to help our case any to lose the Brewers, because they're in part of our essentially three-way tie. We gained the game on them last night by winning, but we're just going to turn around and give it right back tonight. So, unless something changes. Oh, well, it didn't, because I see that Jesse said they lost. So, okay, so the last score I saw was relevant then. We did, in fact, lose. Big flaming loss. Oh, boy. MILB fan says it has been a long year for the Rangers. Isn't that funny? It's been such a shortened season, but in many ways, doesn't it feel like for certain teams, you feel like, oh my God, this season is never going to end. Yet we barely got it underway, but you don't have any time to get things turned around. Let's put it like that. You had to pretty well come out of the gate gunning, and if you didn't, you needed to get yourself back on track really quickly. And for some teams that worked out, for others it did not. It's Kohler said you're hoping you can at least lose properly and get the first round pick. Well, I hear you. I mean, there is a lot of that tanking sentiment, and I don't disagree with it. When teams want to do that, they've got somebody on the horizon they've got their eye on. If you're not going to make it anyway, why not, right? Where monsters hide, an old trunk. How many people just have an old trunk sitting around? I mean, not many, I don't think. For the Red Sox, there's Andrew Benintendi. Next up, it is Larry Walker. And this is an example of one that goes to the Marlins. It might not look like it does, but it does, because he's the one I was telling you about at the start. He's the barber for the Marlins, which it says there on the card, so he goes to the Marlins. A black border Castellanos. Reds. Cubbies. Ernie Banks. First one of these we've seen tonight. 9 Ways to First. Separate category. And there's a celebrity. Next up, you've got a little Bernie Williams for the Yankees. We've got a black border Matt Olson for the A's. Monsters live under the stairs. Ooh, spooky. There's C.J. Cron for the Detroit Tigers. Here come the Cubbies and Mr. Kyle Schwarber. This is the first one we have seen tonight that is bugging out. It is a scorpion fly. That thing looks pretty hardcore, doesn't it? So that goes to the bugging out category. Randy Johnson, Diamondbacks. A black border Brooks Robinson for the Orioles. For the Braves, Fried. There's another one for the Reds with Moustakas. Here come the Pirates, Clemente. Then we've got Phil Niekro for the Atlanta Braves. The White Sox and Mr. Robert. Monsters live in the swamp. Yeah, I think that's probably true. For the Brewers, it's Lorenzo Cain and my man Johnny Bench for the Cincinnati Reds. So those are all the minis out of box number 2, and we don't have to worry about them trying to jump out of their packs, because they're now officially out of the way. Got them done. Skyscraper. Long Ball Lure. Farms, and that was actually a farmer. So they really didn't go out of their way creativity-wise with Down on the Farm, did they? Horse, pig, dog, cow. Celebrity. Debut to remember for the Cardinals. Tattoo artist guy goes to celebrity. They were in a field general, more celebrity. And a digging deep. See what I mean? Tractor. Like there's no attempt to find some creative farm utensil or whatever. It's just the really basic stuff. I don't know why that is. Reach for the sky. I guess whoever's job it was to put that one together was like, I'm tired. For the Colorado Rockies, there's a Larry Walker. That was long ball lore. There's a Contreras Field Generals for the Cubbies. That musician there went to Celebrity, Digging Deep. Debut to Remember, Tiant. Yeah, the Indians. Yeah, we haven't seen any of our hits yet out of this box, have we? They're kind of hanging out towards the long side. See what I told you? Dog. There's literally one that just is dog down on the farm. Celebrity. Skyscraper. Celebrity again. I feel a hit in my hot little hands, and it is going to the Astros. We've got a framed relic for Craig Biggio and the Houston Astros. So there you go. One of the hits out of this box has presented itself anyway. Debut to Remember, Hayward for the Braves. Rooster. And here's another one of our relics. Mr. Paxton for the Yankees. So a James Paxton pinstripe relic. That one comes out for the New York Yankees. There's a Digging Deep. Long ball lore. That's the Big Hurt. Frank Thomas for the White Sox. Salvador Perez on a Field General. And a little advertising card. Talking about some kind of game you can play about cracking the code and you win something. I think you're supposed to follow them maybe on Twitter for the clues, I think. It's Twitter, what does it say? Twitter.com/the Genter code, if anybody wants to play. Digging Deep. I assume it's still going. I mean, I don't know how it works or how somebody wins or whatever, but there's a Reach for the Sky. There's a Celebrity, Debut Laureano for the A's. Well, I felt like something was stuck there, but it wasn't. There's Celebrity. There's a Baseball Lore, Celebrity. Field General Carlton Fisk, and Kikuchi is our final hit out of this box. It's a relic for the Seattle Mariners. So right now, we're one autograph and all the rest have been relics hit-wise out of our first two boxes anyway. Empty box. All right, our box loader. It's the Cubbies and Javi Baez. Just gonna quick little drink of water here. And then we're going to get, actually, a quick little drink of water and the chapstick real fast. And then we're going to get back to business. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like my house is so dry today inside. I know that sounds super random and weird, but that's how it feels. And I don't have the heat on or anything. It is got a little chilly last night and was a little bit this morning, but certainly not anything that warranted having to turn on the heat. So I don't know why everything just feels so dry today. Man, why are all of our minis like sticking already? Stop doing that, minis. MILB fan says that's an interesting handle on Fleaburger or on eBay. Fleaburger. He wants to know how I got the name. So, yeah, I had a cat named Flea a while back, long time ago. He's been gone for many years. We have some other cats now, but many years ago, I had a rescue cat who was solid white. So, you know, at that time, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, his hair was white. And I don't know, somehow or another we just ended up calling him Flea. And so, yeah, that is partially where the name came from for sure. But we have had that name for so long. I mean, we signed up for eBay with that name. Gosh, it's been over 20 years ago now. It's been a long, long time ago. eBay was still pretty new when we first signed up for it. My very good friend of mine at the time, well, she's still a very good friend of mine, but she was seeing a guy at the time who lived in New York, and he had gotten started on eBay. He was going around to estate sales and things and just picking up all kinds of random stuff and selling it on eBay, making a ton of money. So he's the one that turned me onto it and, you know, telling me about it. And of course, eBay was a very different animal back then than it is now. But back then when it started, for any of you who might have been around that long, you probably remember it. There was a lot of stuff like that. That's where that was your first stop to find really anything. And you could find just about anything on there. And people would put up stuff of their own. They'd go to yard sales. They'd go to estate sales. And it was all a lot of things like that. Of course, over the years, eBay has kind of tried to transform themselves into a mini Amazon. They themselves seem to prefer more new items to used items, and they definitely, through their policies and the changes that they have made, have changed the direction of their platform and what you find on it along the way through the years. But way back when, yeah, you used to find all kinds of interesting stuff on there. And everybody paid you by money order, because way back then, you know, there was no PayPal or anything. So people had to go get money orders after they bought it. And you had to wait for them to come in the mail and go through all that. I mean, oh, it's quite a thing back in the early days. All right, there's once again monsters hiding in an old trunk. For the Mariners, Justin Dunn. For the Indians, Mercado. Torrey for the Cardinals. This one is one of our bugging out, a red postman butterfly. I've never even heard of that. For the Astros, there's Verlander. The Braves with Necro again. There's Altuve for the Astros, a black border for the Yankees. Here come the Braves with an A and G back. There's with Merrifield for the Royals. The A's with Barry Zito. Then Mr. Koufax for the Dodgers. You've got the Rockies with Trevor Story. There's a black border for the Big Hurt. And the White Sox, here's a Safari Giraffe. Safari Sights Giraffe. Another 9 ways to first field or interference is that one. And then you have Christian Yelich for the Brewers. This one is a celebrity mini, that skateboarder guy. Bob Gibson for the Cardinals. Monsters Live Under the Stairs. The Atlanta Braves, Tom Glavine. The Cubbies with Andre Dawson. And Mr. Clevenger out for the Indians. So that's all of our minis from box number 3. Whoops, that is Celebrity. Debuts to remember Strasburg and the Natties. Celebrity. Long Ball. Celebrity. Field General. And Down on the Farm Garden. Okay. Digging Deep. And a Reach for the Sky Chrysler Building. Reach for the Sky again. A Celebrity. Down on the Farm Irrigator. Celebrity. We're just going to take some off every one, see if one of the hits will turn up sooner rather than later. So Gary's in just Field Generals. Ah, see, and it worked. Haha. You questioned my methods. Actually, I questioned my methods, but but it did finally work that time. We have got ourselves an Oakland A's autograph. It is Seth Brown mini framed autograph for the A's. Because, well, you don't hardly do a break this year without finding some Oakland A's hits. It's nearly impossible to do a break without some Oakland A's. There was a Digging Deep and a Celebrity. There's a Long Ball. I don't know why the A's are in everything. It seems like there's another Celebrity. There was a Field General Johnny Bench that went by a moment ago. Debuts Ohtani. And there is a Long Ball Padres. I believe that was Dave Winfield on there, it looked like. More farm machinery, a combine that time. Skyscraper, Celebrity, Advertising, and Digging Deep. Okay, so we should still have some hits in there. That, by the way, the Ken Griffey Jr. debut, remember, I didn't say, but you probably saw it down on the farm. A cow. Celebrity. Skyscraper. And a Severino for the Yankees with a relic for, no pinstripe, but a gray relic for Severino and the New York Yankees. Thurman Munson Field General. That is Celebrity. There was a debut Alvarez. That is Celebrity. And our third hit is upon us. It is also a framed relic. And it is David Ortiz. That's Big Poppy coming out for the Red Sox, of course. So we're now at 2 autographs and the rest memorabilia thus far. Digging Deep, Celebrity, and a Long Ball Alonso for the Mets. So we are halfway there. 3 boxes opened, 3 boxes to go. And our box loader here is Mike Trout for the Angels. All right. Oh, we're getting our hot box. So our base cards are parallels in here. Nice, shiny, pretty little parallels. Some years I like the hot boxes better than others. I do like the look of them this year, more so than in some other prior years. So kind of like a hollow foil sort of finish on them. See, I told you, it's as long getting stuff out of the wrappers as it is looking at the cards once they come out of the wrappers, isn't it? I know, it takes forever. Although it is still yet faster with Topps than with Panini, because at least with Topps you can grab that top edge and just pull straight down and you're in the wrapper. However, Panini makes their wrappers, I mean, they feel like they're kind of a similar or the same material, but you cannot do that with Panini wrappers. It makes me crazy. So you have to grab them by the seams. And I know it seems like, well, you're like, well, who cares? But it does take longer. I know, it doesn't seem like it would, but it does. It decidedly takes longer when you have to stop and grab them by the seams and pull them apart that way. It adds up, I'm telling you, over the course of the break, all the time you spend opening packs, it adds up quite a bit of time. You'd be surprised. That's why sometimes products with more cards, for instance, Series 1, Series 2, Update, that come in the jumbo packs, even though there's a ton of cards in there, you can sometimes break that as quickly as something like this that has fewer cards overall, but more packs to open. Well, plus you have the beauty of Series 1, 2, and Update is that all the hits are nestled right there in the middle, including short prints. So you know you can just cut straight to the middle, look at the good stuff, and you don't have to look through all the other cards. So that also helps when you're breaking. Doesn't help when you're sorting. You still have to sort all that stuff, but helps when you're breaking anyway. All right, there's Blake Snell for the Rays. Then you've got Joe Torre and Walker Buehler. Here is a Booming Cities insert. Monsters Live in the Closet. Colorado Rockies and Charlie Blackmon. Max Muncy for the Dodgers. There's Citadels and Safeholds, a Moorish Castle. There's one for the Angels and one for the Mets. Here comes one for Minnesota, and Monsters Live in a Sewer Drain. Now, this is my favorite one. This is the first one I saw when I opened them the other night, that Monsters Live in a Sewer Drain. And for whatever reason, that one's just my favorite. I love that one. I think that's hilarious. Tom Seaver for New York Mets. Then you have Keston Hiura, the Brewers, the Kansas City Royals. Soler, he's back in action, I think. Bugging Out, Bumblebee. I think didn't they activate him yesterday? Day before, maybe. Jose Canseco for the Rays. He's been out for a bit. CJ Cron, the Tigers. Then you've got Belly for the Dodgers. A Black Border Nyquist, which is a celebrity category. He's a BMX guy. Gonzalez, Rangers. Cincinnati Reds, Castellanos. There's a Black Border, Mookie Betts, Dodgers. And there's one for celebrity with Houston or Huston, a skateboarder. Huston, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the guy. So, Huston, I think, though. All right, so once again, hot box. This is what your base cards look like. Shiny, pretty. Yes, that's what they all look like in here. Very nice. And then our inserts still look like our inserts, but I'm saying that's our base cards that are the parallels in here. That is celebrity and, celebrity category. You got a little J.K. Dobbins, all right? Now, that may turn out to be pretty good. Plays for the Ravens, rookie football player for the Ravens, and that is numbered to 25, framed autograph J.K. Dobbins. So that goes to the celebrity category. That's a nice little hit, actually. So if you've got the celebrities, that makes you happy. Chicken down on the farm. I always thought it was kind of weird that they didn't also make the inserts hollow foil or whatever, the parallel is in any given year, celebrity, for the hot box celebrity. But they never have. It's always only been the base cards. So, digging deep. I guess because there are comparatively fewer inserts, but still, you would think there would be enough that you could do it, wouldn't you? I would. But I'm sure there's some reason they don't. So, dual celebrity, back-to-back celebrities. And then a reach for the sky. There went a long ball. A field general. Down on the farm. Celebrity. Celebrity. Advertisement. And Nico with a debut to remember. Nico Horner and the Cubbies. Little Chicago Cubs action. Down on the farm, a silo. And a relic for the Rockies. It is Brendan Rodgers. There's a Digging Deep Platinum. There went a celebrity and another celebrity and another Digging Deep. That one was a pink opal. Well, celebrity, celebrity, Field General, Skyscraper, celeb. I see a pig up there, so we know that's down on the farm. Hello, Mr. Pig. Digging Deep. I don't know. I don't even know how to say the name of that rock. Chrysoberyl or something. I'm sure that's totally wrong. But anyway, then a celebrity and a skyscraper. This guy again is the barber for the Marlins. So it goes to the Marlins. And we have a relic here for a coach. Who is she? Justine Siegel. Like, who is she, though? Who does she coach? What does she coach? I don't know. We're going to set her aside. She maybe goes to celebrity. I don't know who or what she coaches, so we'll be figuring that out. I mean, obviously it says baseball coach, but, like, beyond that, I don't know. So we'll have to look that one up in a little while. Maybe we'll just look it up after I finish this box. We'll go ahead and look through the rest of this, and then I'll look her up. I think that seems like a good plan. And then there's a skyscraper that finished that one off. All right, so Justine Siegel. All right, let's see. Somebody says, is she an Indian? I don't know. I don't know who she is. This is what we're going to find out. I do not know. I'm sure that I somehow should know, but like I do not know at all. So, let's just see what it says here about her. If I can, oh, good Lord. Well, it looks like she's done a few different things. She looks like she was with the Indians and she was also with the A's. I don't know if she's with anybody right now. Let me look at this card again. Let's look at this again. Is that maybe, I guess that's an Indians uniform. That's definitely not the A's uniform, right? So, I guess that's going to send her to the Indians. Let me check one more thing here. I'm going to try to find one more little thing here. Yeah, I guess that was it. It looks like she was the Indians and she was the A's, but that looks like an Indians uniform on her body. So, so that's going to put her, I guess, to the Indians. So now we know. At least now I know. I didn't really quite know who she was, but now I do. Yeah, Scott, I did go back on there and see that uniform. It didn't right offhand look like the Indians when I first had glanced at it, and I thought maybe she was like a softball coach or something, but then it said baseball coach, so yeah, so that's why I wanted to dig a little deeper and find out what was what, and then of course when we took a closer look, or I took a closer look at the card itself, yeah, you could see that that was gonna be headed to the Indians. For the White Sox, your rookie, Robert. It's our box loader. So this is box number 5 coming out of the wrappers at the moment. Well, please come out of there. All right, another one stuck. Sometimes those minis just will not shake loose from there. Most of the time they do. Sometimes they hang on for dear life. And why do some of them also come out upside down? That's also weird, I think, but anyway. probably shouldn't have moved those over there. I'm more likely to want them on the right, I guess. Put them back where they were. I was somehow trying to create more space. It didn't work. I think the people who do the minis in this every year must have the most entertaining job at Topps. Just thinking about what they're going to come up with, because the minis are always so fun. Always interesting categories and fun little images on them. If I were working on the Genter project or product at Topps, that's the job I would want to have. I'd be like, yeah, let me work on the minis. That's what I want to do. Alrighty. Once again, take us a little bit to get everything out of the wrappers here. Come out of there, buddy. Almost, like 4 or 5 more wrappers to open, and we'll have box 5 ready to look at. We are getting there. I do think it's definitely easier to get the minis out like this, though, than to have them come out as we go along, because they inevitably just fall out and go all over the place if you just leave them to their own devices. Roberto Alomar. That was the Orioles. Monsters live in the ocean. The Giants. There's citadels and safe holds. Ooh, hang on, sorry. Gotta sneeze. Ooh, trying not to. Yep. Excuse me. I did sneeze into my shoulder, though, so it's not on or near my hands or your cards. Yelich and the Brewers. Oh, 'tis the season for allergies. Goldschmidt, Cardinals. Jose Altuve and the Astros. There is McGriff for Toronto. A Black Border Musial, Cardinals. The Red Sox and Carlton Fisk. Next up, Mr. Tommy La Stella for the Angels. There's Safari Sights, where we have a leopard. Black Border Celebrity. An Expo, which goes to the Nationals. That's Vlad Guerrero Sr. The White Sox and Dallas Keuchel. That is a Celebrity. Next up, for the Cubs, it's Andre Dawson. Monsters Live Under the Bed. The Astros again, a Booming Cities. For the Giants, it is Buster Posey. For the Braves, it's Ozuna. And there's our little mini coach again. And as I said, she worked for both the A's and she worked for the A's and she worked for the Indians. And you know what? This also said she was with a coach. Boy, why can't I get this out? She was a coach. I should have read the back instead of Google, right? In Israel at some point. I wonder if that, I didn't know she was in Israel, but anyway, we did determine that she was wearing a Cleveland Indians cap and uniform in that picture. So Indians is where she goes. Mondesi for the Royals. So based on her uniform, since it talked about several different things that she did. That was a Celebrity. This is a Skyscraper. A Celebrity debut for Castro. Felt like somebody was stuck to the back of one of those. Irrigator for Down on the Farm. Celebrity, Carlton Fisk Field General. Skyscraper. Celebrity, that was Gaines, Chip Gaines, I think. Cow for Down on the Farm. Scott says, is the last female coach an Indian? Yeah, so as I said before, she apparently was with the A's and the Indians and some team in Israel. But if you look at the image, she appears to be wearing a Cleveland Indians cap and an Indians, at least variant, jersey. So that is going to send her to the Indians. So that is how that's going to shake out. So there's a good one. Yeah, I don't glance over at chat as much tonight because, well, nobody's been chatting, so. So I haven't been looking over there as much tonight. Just been working on the cards. Celebrity, Skyscraper. Horse for Down on the Farm. Celebrity. There's a Digging Deep. That long ball lure, that's the first one we've seen, I think, of A-Rod, excuse me, as a Yankee. Celebrity, and a little advertising card. Digging Deep. Down on the Farm, corn stalks. Celebrity. A Digging Deep. And that finishes up that little stack. But we have one more little stack up there, don't we, before we finish up this box. Skyscraper. Another one of the same girl, the barber for the Marlins. And we have a relic for the Phillies. It is an Andrew McCutchen relic for Philadelphia. Digging Deep. I feel like I'm stuck to something here because I am stuck to something there. And look at that. It's your Rangers. There's your rookie, Nick Solak, with an autographed framed signature for Ginter. So we've done pretty well with our signatures tonight. There was a debut to remember Gallo, Celebrity, and Vasquez, Christian Vasquez, our final hit out of box number 5. It is a relic for the Red Sox. And then Wilson Contreras, Field Generals, the last of the base out of box number 5. So here we roll into our final box of Allen and Ginter. So you know what that means. That's right. It is last box mojo time. We got to try to kick this mojo into high gear and see if we can pull some heat out of the last box, right? Gonna do our very best anyway. Let's take a look at our final box loader. And it is the Dodgers and Cody Bellinger, the last of the oversized box loaders for tonight. It's Kohler says, woo! Well, so at least you got to take home the autograph. That helps a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, the Rangers, I think, are kind of like the Reds in the sense that some years you have decent luck and you can find stuff for them, and other years you don't find them in things at all. I mean, for the Reds, for the longest time, it just seems like the only thing you could pull was like a Joey Votto. And he wasn't even in that much because he doesn't sign all that often. So it's like the Reds would be sink or swim, or then you would have a product, you might do 10 breaks and have no Reds, and then have one break where you'd have 3 or 4 Reds in the same break. It was very much sink or swim. The Rangers, a lot of times, I think, are similar in that regard. Although this year, Nick has come out a pretty good amount overall in products. I mean, he's been fairly readily available, I think. Not as much as all those Oakland A's players, but comes out a fair amount, though. You said you need to go to a Reds game while you live in Kentucky. Oh, what part of Kentucky are you in? What part do you live in? You in northern? Yeah, Cincinnati Reds games. I haven't been to one in several years. Honestly, it's so much easier these days. Maybe if they were on a really hot winning streak and winning all the time and looked like we were going to win the World Series or something, I'd probably then be like, ooh, yeah. Well, obviously not this year, but in a normal year. Be like, yeah, we need to go up and watch the Reds. But when they play like they've been playing for, I don't know, roughly the last 3 decades, then it hadn't really been that long, but it's been a while. Then it's like, well, why don't we just stay right here and watch them on the big screen TV and save ourselves the time and money. Oh, you're in Paducah. Okay, in Western Kentucky. Yeah, that's, I had a friend whose mother lived in Paducah. And at one time, my grandparents lived down there for a very brief period of time. So I have been down there, but it has been years since I've been to Paducah. Quite a long time. But it's a pretty good little drive, the best I recall. Scott, you said, oh no, that's MILB fan. I'm reading 2 things at once there. Went to Great American Ballpark last year to see the Rangers and Padres. Well, there you go. And Scott said, did I ever go to Crosley Field? You did in 1963 and talk to Pete Rose. Wow. Wow, you got to talk to Pete Rose. No, I did not. I did not ever go to Crosley Field, and 1963 was a little bit before my time, but I did not ever go there. We were Riverfront Stadium, and of course now it's Great American Ballpark, but then it was Riverfront Stadium for me. As Javi Baez and the Cubbies and Carlton Fisk for the Red Sox. A black border Austin Riley for the Braves. Then we've got Max Kepler for the Minnesota Twins. The Sox, and I can't say his last name right, so we'll just leave it at that. Monsters live in the closet. Here come the Royals with Franco. That looks a little like Buster Posey, because it is, for the Giants. Citadels and Strongholds, another Moorish castle. A black border Freddie Freeman for the Braves, followed by a, looks like Soroka for the Atlanta Braves. Then we've got the Tommy La Stella for the Angels, followed by Walker Buehler and the Dodgers, and Mr. Acuna for the Braves. And once again, monsters live in a sewer drain. And then I have got the Yankees with Aroldis Chapman. And Mr. Tony La Russa for the Oakland A's, the Dodgers, and Gavin Lux, the Diamondbacks, and Eduardo Escobar. And that one is Celebrity. Booming Cities comes out once again. And then I have a Fielder, Cecil Fielder for the Tigers. Jeff Bagwell for the Astros, and for the New York Yankees is Garrett Cole. So that's the last of our minis for tonight. Now we're going to bust into the last of the base and see what we can come up with over here. Jesse said, you go to see the Reds 5 to 6 times a year. You live only 45 minutes away. Oh, nice. Yeah, so you're missing it this year then, going live. I don't know. I stopped going live a few years ago, and we really do just watch it on the big screen. It's Horse Down on the Farm. It's actually been several years since we've been live. That is Celebrity, the Nyquist guy is. I need to get back to going live, but honestly, it's so much easier and less expensive and less traumatic if we just watch it here. And as I said, if we got on a hot winning streak or something, that might be different. Because there is it's unmatched when you have a good crowd presence. Bale of hay down on the farm. I mean, you can't replicate that feeling from your couch, that's for sure. But when they play in kind of the land of mediocrity, well, it's just as easy to watch from home. Scott said they used to allow the fans to talk to the players for a half hour before the game if you were there early enough. Wow, that's nice. Reach for the sky. Boy, they sure wouldn't do that these days, would they? Another advertising card. There's Digging Deep. Of course, the Reds usually have their fan day. That's Barbara for the Marlins. And a celebrity. So, there was another celebrity. So, I mean, you do still have some interaction, celebrity, and they also do the Reds Caravan, of course, still preseason and that sort of thing. So there are still some opportunities, but it's not like what you're talking about. So that is going to the celebrity category. It is a relic for an actor and a comedian, and that is, I believe, our first hit out of our final box. That was Acuna on the long ball. There's a Silo for Down on the Farm. And we have a Brett Gardner relic for the New York Yankees. It's also a gray relic, which we had another gray Yankees relic earlier. Digging Deep Turquoise. Celebrity. A chicken for the good old farm, and a skyscraper. MILB fan wants to know if I've ever been to Joella's Hot Chicken. Yeah, well, when I worked at the friend of mine owns an ad agency, and she was short-staffed. I don't know, it was a few years ago. She just needed a little bit of help to get some projects and some things done. And so I went in and helped out a little bit to get some things sorted. That was Celebrity. And one of the places that Celebrity, as is that her staff loved to eat was, and is, I guess, still, Joella's Hot Chicken. So... So I had the opportunity to experience it during some of our in-office meetings where she brought in food. There's Digging Deep. More Digging Deep. And, oh, look at that, kids. Right? We know what that red frame means. Numbered to 10. That is a Vlad Guerrero Jr., and that's one of the little pieces of canvas or cloth or whatever we're calling it these days for Vlad Guerrero Jr., numbered to 10, Toronto Blue Jays. So look at that. Last Box Mojo did come through and bring us a nice one. I love it when a plan comes together. Celebrity, skyscraper. What else is waiting for us? Another skyscraper, another celebrity, and a rip card. Woohoo! Last Box Mojo is alive and well. Can you even believe, right, that it held out for the last box? Like, you have no idea what's in what box, but you'd be surprised how often Last Box Mojo works. Jacob deGrom is our rip card. It is numbered 299, going to the Mets. So Mets, you can have some fun with that. Or you might leave it intact. I don't know. I always want to rip them, but that was Celebrity, and there you go. All right, so what we will do now is recap our little stack of hits. After we recap, I will put up the spreadsheet information one final time, and we'll talk about your anticipated shipping date, and we will take another look at what's coming up in the days ahead. So we'll do all of that as soon as we recap here. Okay. So a rip card, it is numbered to 99. It's going to the Mets, Jacob deGrom. Nice little framed cloth or canvas or whatever we want to call it. It is numbered to 10. It's the red parallel. It goes to the Blue Jays, Vlad Guerrero Jr. Brett Gardner and the Yankees with a relic. A celebrity relic for Steve Byrne. A Christian Vasquez relic for the Red Sox. A little autograph here, a signature for Nick Solak and the Texas Rangers. Philadelphia Phillies Kutch relic for the Indians. This little Justine Siegel here, primarily because she's wearing Indians gear. Apparently she's been involved with a few others too. Colorado Rockies, Brendan Rodgers. And number 225, this is going to be a nice little hit, I think. This is J.K. Dobbins. He's a rookie playing for the Ravens. Played pretty well so far, and I think that might turn out to be a good one for the celebrity category. And then we have a piece of the baseball bat. Red Sox, Big Papi, framed. Severino, Yankees, gray relic. A framed mini autograph, Seth Brown, Oakland A's. A relic for the Mariners with Yusei Kikuchi. A pinstripe relic for the Yankees, James Paxton. A framed mini relic for the Astros with Craig Biggio. Then we have a Lucchesi relic for the Padres. A framed autographed mini Yamamoto for the Marlins. And the first one we saw tonight was a mini relic for Goldie, Mr. Paul Goldschmidt and the St. Louis Cardinals. That is a piece of the baseball bat inside there, it looks like. All right, so there is the break and the recap. But as I promised, I'm going to throw this spreadsheet information your way one more time if you missed it earlier. So Saturday is your anticipated shipping date. As always, that is plus or minus a day. So if things go well, maybe it gets out a day early. If things get off track or take longer than I think they're going to take to get out the door, maybe it's Monday, which would be the plus a day. But I'm going to try very hard to have it out the door and on the way to you Saturday. And the only place I think consolation cards could come into play would be in the pins and relics category tonight, I believe, or DNA relics, I should say, and pin relic category. I think everything else pulled cards tonight, but if for some reason you were in a category that did not pull a single card of any sort, you will still get a package in the mail. It will ship out when the rest of the break goes out the door, since it is a paid shipping break, and it will have consolation card or cards in it if you didn't hit anything. Tomorrow night we have Contenders Optic Basketball as our new release. We're going to be opening it by the 10-box inner case quantity. Those are loose boxes from shared cases. We'll also open a 6-box half-case quantity of Gold Standard Football. Once again, loose boxes, shared cases, and a full 8-box case of Immaculate Baseball. On Thursday night, we're going to open a full box of Bowman Chrome. Friday night, we have another new release. It's Panini Chronicles Baseball. We will be opening an 8-box half-case quantity of loose boxes on release night, Friday night. Saturday night and Sunday night are both off nights. So I believe that has got me covered for tonight. So as always, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you very much. I hope that you have a good rest of your week. And if I don't see you again tomorrow, I hope you'll come back and see me sometime soon because, well, I always like the company. So in the meantime, stay safe, happy, and healthy, and I will be back.